Hello and welcome back to Press Reset, a Poogles Games podcast where we catch up on the latest in gaming, from the news and updates to our first impressions, our wishlist picks, and just what we've been playing. It's been a couple weeks since we've been here, and there's been a lot that has happened, including Summer Games Fest, a Nintendo Direct, and just all the other little conferences that have happened here and there. So we have a lot to talk about, and I, of course, am here today to talk about it with my co-host, my JRPG correspondent, the Yellow Arrow, Casey.
What is up? What
How's
is
it
up?
going,
It is nice
Casey?
to be back. It's going
Yeah,
good. How have you been?
I am doing fantastic. As you know, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe everyone who's watching this, I had a video that I've been working on for almost the last half of the year,
Mm-hmm.
and it is finally out there. And by my standards, it's doing the best video I've ever done. So it's been a lot.
Congratulations. It's a really good video.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it came together well, I think. And in the last 5 days, we've almost like doubled our subscribers.
Mm.
Well, close. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. This has been quite the week for me. I've been seeing a lot of positive feedback, and we have gotten a lot of people watching the podcast. Actually, I don't know if you saw the podcast reviews, but yeah, those have been going up in the last couple
Ha-
days.
have they been?
Yeah,
I don't know how to check that stuff. I'm.
yeah. So it's been incredible. So thank you all again for watching. And if you haven't seen that video, please go ahead and head over to my channel. I go ahead and break down the transition of Dinosaur Planet to Star Fox Adventures. If you know anything about that story, it was quite the transformation of a rare Nintendo 64 game that was Dinosaur Planet that became a GameCube game that was also a Star Fox game. So it went through a massive transformation. And I managed to get in contact with the director of that game, in which he elaborated a little bit more about how that transition worked. And that was a lot of fun. I definitely want to do more stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that was really cool experience that I got to be a part of. And the Star Fox community, oh man, they are eating it up, right? I posted it on Reddit when I first posted the video, and yeah, they started to flock to it, and then immediately just vultures, just because for me when I was making that video, I was just really curious about the transition of how that worked from a business side, really. But
Mhm.
what I'm learning is that the Star Fox community is really into the Dinosaur Planet aspects, and if they can get anything that is related to Dinosaur Planet in terms of new news or concept art, because the director did send me a couple things that apparently have never been seen before, and he sent me when he sent me them. He said that a couple of them were never before seen, so I was like, oh, that was really cool. But then there was like other people that were taking snippets of my video and being like, this is like all these images are never before seen, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even really know that. And so I got people emailing me saying like, hey, this is blah blah from this fan website about Dinosaur Planet, trying to preserve the knowledge of Dinosaur Planet the best. We would love to be able to, if you could send us those full res clips
Oh.
or things that you have, that would be great. So yeah, I thought I was just making a video about, the business side of Rare making their game one day and
Mhm.
then the next day making a Nintendo game. I thought that was the interesting part, but the Star Fox community is really loving the whole new information about Dinosaur Planet and everything. So I don't have a problem with it. I'm loving it. I think it's really cool to see how that community specifically has responded to it. It's been really
Mhm.
really cool to see how passionate they are about something that I didn't think I would have that big of an impact about. But yeah,
Mhm.
they're loving it. So you're welcome. Casey, like I mentioned, we haven't been here for a couple weeks.
Right.
And mainly because I've been busy with that video. I knew I was getting close to the end, and I just really wanted to get it all together. And I was running out of space on my hard drive to even record an hour's worth of a podcast. That's how much I was struggling. But in those 2 weeks, we missed a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
I believe the last one we were talking about the Switch 2 a weekend and talk about
Hmm.
how we've been using the Switch. And then the next week, well, actually the day following that
Hmm.
that last podcast that we did was Summer Games Fest. And in terms of Summer Games Fest, I don't think that we really missed out on too much. I know there's one game that you are dying to talk about.
Of course.
Unfortunately, it doesn't come out this year, so you better save that. So yeah, so what we want
Hmm.
to do for this episode is we want to go ahead and almost do a draft of our top 5 most anticipated games for the rest of this year. And there's a lot of stuff that came out of SGF and a couple directs and showcases that are certainly years out, but there's still I think we're still seeing the repercussions of GTA still hanging on to that fall spot,
Yeah.
because if you look at almost any calendar, there's a major blind spot in November, December, and even like September and October. I feel like there's a couple like Call of Duty. Are we for sure getting Call of Duty this year? That's what it feels like. I mean,
Yeah.
but
I was even surprised about that announcement. That was.
yeah, everyone's like, "Oh, new Call of Duty." Listen, that's the other showcase I forgot to mention. The Xbox had theirs that
Hmm.
Sunday after, and it really good show. But
Yeah.
boy, what a stinker of an ending! What the
Yeah, that
hell
was
was
so
that?
disappointing.
That's how you open a show. That would have been the perfect opening to a show. Be like, this is
Yeah.
Call of Duty. It's coming this year. Not even just Call of Duty, Black Ops 7. We just got Black Ops
Hmm.
6. And oh dude, I'm gonna say it right now. When I saw that guy in the trailer,
Hmm.
I guarantee I was the first person in the world that went, "Oh my god, that's the guy from Gilmore Girls."
Oh.
And then like an hour later, a little report came out from someone, GameSpot probably, and sure enough, yep, it was the guy from Gilmore Girls.
That's
So
a crazy poll. I don't think anybody called that
I was
out.
like, that's that dick that was dating Rory after Dean. Yep.
Though
So you heard it here first.
I definitely heard it here first. I'm pretty sure you are the only person,
Hmm.
but we did get probably one of the biggest game announcements out of the Xbox showcase.
I believe I know where you're going with this. You want to take
Really?
it? Yep. I'm gonna
We are
say it starts with a P.
It is the Persona 4 revival is going to be my most anticipated game that I think is scheduled for like 2027. I'm pretty sure last time I checked.
2027.
Yeah, it only got like pushed out cuz so many leaks were like
Yeah.
coming out about it. But this is I don't know if you know this. This is my third favorite game of all time, Persona 4 Golden.
Whoa.
Mhm. So seeing it get remade, I'm going to be on that. I'm going to get the collector's edition. I will review it.
That's my JRPG correspondent. Yeah, that's fun. Why Xbox? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. I think Atlas has like some partnership with Xbox, but it's not like Xbox not really doing like exclusive things anymore, right?
Yeah,
They
like
pretty
a
much push everything out
marketing.
to.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like Resident Evil and PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all Atlas. I'm pretty sure Atlas is just like something with Xbox because I don't think it's was Sonic Crossworlds at Summer Games Fest or Xbox Showcase.
I'm I think it was Summer Games Fest.
It was okay because I know Atlas. I think is Sega too.
Well, I mean,
isn't it?
yeah, I would have been. I think it would have been Summer Games Fest because then the, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft reveal at the end was the surprise, which feel like
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have been as surprising if it was the Xbox showcase. But then it also feels weird.
Yeah.
There's on. Hey, listen, it's been 2 weeks. All right.
Yeah, it's all blending together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves though. There's a lot of games
Right.
that we could talk about. Um, but first, Casey, before we get into our
Yes.
draft,
Mm-hmm.
you've been playing a little game that just came out. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people are really talking about it.
That's pretty
It's just
underground.
yeah, it's kind of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm of course talking about Death Stranding too. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
as we're recording it, is that Kojima? Kojima. That's him. That's the
That is
guy.
him.
He made the game. That's crazy. Yeah, so as of recording this on June 26th, it came out today. This was the official release date, but you've
Yeah.
had your hands on it for a couple days
Right.
because of
Because I
the.
got the pre-order thing.
Yeah, tell us about that. Tell us about the collector's edition, how everything came together.
So yeah, I'll start with the collector's edition. I think it's a nice collector's edition. It's a bit like, where are my keys at? Okay, there is a character that is in the second game, and oh wait, I got him right here. 1 second.
He is grabbing his keys, apparently. Don't know what is it. Oh, is it the little spaceman? The little spaceman on BB?
Right.
Oh, it's that guy, the puppet guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't. I don't. I'm trying to work around spoilers for you because I know you're playing through the first one right now.
Yep, I am taking my time through the first one. I'll
Mm-hmm.
put that. I thought I'd be able to get it all in before, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a masterpiece, but it's whatever. And then in the collector's edition too are actually let me be careful with what I'm about to show you. Okay, I'll only show you.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with spoilers. Okay, just in case, I'll only show you one of them because it's somebody you know. You get character portraits of a
Fragile.
couple characters. Mm-hmm. So I'll show you that one, but there's that one, and then the Kojima one I flashed up a second ago.
So,
And
are those gonna go on your wall?
I think so, but I don't know if I should put because the Kojima one for some reason is double sided.
Mm-hmm.
So the one side is him, and then the other side is a character.
Oh,
And then here's the big statue. It is. It's a really nice statue.
yeah,
Um, here. Can you see it well?
yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to not do spoilers, but in all honesty, I haven't encountered this thing yet.
The thing's got a spaceship for a head. Looks like a Metal Gear.
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of this game feels very Metal Geary.
That's cool.
But that's all that's in the collector's edition,
Damn, how much was that?
and
It's over 200.
I think it was like 230. Yeah, and there's no physical game. It was a digital download code.
Of course not.
I know. I know. I would have rather taken a physical. But that being said, the actual game itself, it is so good. I can not tell you how good the game is. The graphics are amazing. Everything about it's improved everything on the old game. The load times are non-existent. There's one little change, and it's my favorite thing. And I'll say because it's not really a spoiler, but you get a music player at some point.
Awesome, dude. I that's kind of my thing with the first game right now as I'm playing through is that
Mm-hmm.
you know my thoughts. I think the game is in terms of a game is pretentious, and I think that Kojima's name. Hey, listen, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I think Kojima's name does a lot uplifting for that game
Yeah.
because as a game, it's fucking boring. All right. I don't think that the gameplay justifies where the story goes in terms of drawing out that nature to mm, to make the player more need that connection of what they're trying to say. But that doesn't mean that I don't love what the story is trying to do and the presentation and everything else that's surrounding about it. I love everything else about what's going on. I love the performances. I love the weirdness. I
Mhm.
love the Kojima-ness of it all. It's just the
Mhm.
gameplay that's just like, okay, this would be a total shitter if it was literally anyone else making this game. But that being said, some of the best moments for me are, like just walking around. If I'm gonna
Mhm.
have to walk around, when I do walk around, and just a song comes up, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, let's go, and
Mhm.
just relaxing, listening to some
I,
huge song.
I will say I think if you find the gameplay of the first one boring, which is a very that's okay because I understand that completely. I think you're really going to enjoy the second game because it does feel different in a way.
That's what I'm hearing, and I'm excited to see what that's like. I don't know if that's
Mhm.
necessarily the correction that needed to be made,
Mhm.
because I don't. The last thing I want is for that direction of the game to be taken into a completely different direction and then it lose all the sauce it had before. So
Yeah.
if it makes sense, then fine. But either way, it's probably best case scenario for myself personally.
Mhm. I think everything that the first game had, it didn't lose any of it in the second game. Everything is so strong, the weirdness, the characters, the story so far, and just the improvements with the boringness of the first one is really improved in the second one in a way that I don't want to spoil for you. So that's why I'm trying to tread lightly on
Yeah.
what it actually is.
Are you understanding the story?
Yeah, it's not like the first game where you were confused kind of the entire time until certain points. And so far I'm not confused about anything so far.
Does the game pick up after like relatively soon after the ending of one?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't feel like seven
It
years
does
later and the
no,
world has changed more.
it's not no, it's not that drastic of a
Okay,
transition.
cool.
Mhm.
Anything else about the game that stands out?
Trying to think. I remember I realized how long the game is when I played like the first 3 hours. And you know, like PlayStation shows what percentage of the game you're done with.
Yeah.
It said like 14%, and I was like, "Oh damn, that's actually pretty quick." And then I played like another 4 hours and it jumped by only like 2%, and I was like, "Oh damn." it's
Yeah.
it's a lengthy game. You can feel it.
Yeah, that's what I'm most afraid of too. Um
Do you not enjoy like lengthy games?
no. No,
Mm.
I want to be in and out. Unless it's like I don't like games as a service, but I have one game that
Mm.
I've had since 2015. That's of course Rainbow. Can't escape it. Please help me.
Right.
And that's it. Like I don't want to invest it too much time into a game. Oh, I also go back and play GTA, but that's GTA. That's one of my favorite games of all
Yeah.
time. Yeah. I, I'm fine with it. If it's one of these blockbuster moments in gaming, then I think that that's not a problem. It's just whether or not
Mhm.
that game has the ability to retain my attention is the most important thing to me. and I'm having fun. So that's why
Dude,
I also did not beat The Last of Us 2, because I was not having fun and the story was not retaining my attention.
you didn't like the gameplay Last of Us Part 2?
No,
Really?
no. I think that that Naughty Dog formula ran dry. I think that well was getting close to empty for me. Um, if they made another Uncharted tomorrow, I would be all over it. And but I would say to that, I would say that that's different. It's a little bit more flowy and more unrealistically chaotic than A Last of Us 2. But yeah, that's kind of how I was just feeling, especially when the um the Last of Us remake came out.
The Part
Eh,
1 remake?
Yeah. And they didn't even add some of the best features of The Last of Us Part 2,
Yeah.
which was just silly to me because it was only the sixth remake of that game. So, have you heard? I'm sure this is just a stupid rumor, but have you heard that they're thinking about doing another remake of one, but it'll be with the likeness of the actors from the TV
There's
series?
there's no shot. There's no shot they're thinking about doing that.
Hey, I might give that one a try. That would be fucking hilarious. That would be such a killer move if they did something like that.
That would be. It's gonna be like $80.
Oh yeah, and it's got and there's no disc.
It's only code.
Yeah, and the whole time it's just Pedro in the background just ad libbing.
I would buy that. I would actually buy it.
Has Pedro ever done any voice acting?
Like video game stuff or voice acting in general.
Just voice acting in general.
I don't.
See if he's been in any animated movies.
I don't think he has. Has he?
Would you count The Mandalorian? Probably. I mean, yeah, probably The Mandalorian. I don't think he was there for that last season.
He's the Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I only seen the first episode.
Yep, that's him. No, I don't see anything animated.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we'll see. Any other thoughts about Death Stranding? Should I play it? Should I look forward to it? Are you gonna keep playing?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I've been like nonstop addicted. I saw one guy say something, and what he said it was pretty true. Which is after you're done with the second game, like playing it for the day, you're gonna want to keep playing it. And he is right that the second game has some like I don't know what it's got in it, but it's addicting. The only thing that's stopping me is sleep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I do
Mm,
because I wanted to see where the story goes, and
mhm,
I'm really liking all the characters, and I want to learn more about them,
mhm.
especially Higgs. I feel like I'm still really early on in Death Stranding one, where
What part are you at?
I'm at the preppers, going around to the preppers in the Midwest,
Mm,
hanging out with them.
mhm.
So met Higgs
Yeah.
not too long ago, and I'm like, God damn, this guy this guy looks badass. It's like the coolest character design I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't worry though. Death Stranding 1 isn't that long of a game.
Y'all say that.
Listen, I like
But
me some long
meanwhile, I'm
games.
walking over a fucking mountain with all these packages that are falling off. Yeah. Well, we'll stay tuned until you properly beat it. How much longer do you think? When do you think you'll have it done?
I would say maybe like 1 week.
Was that 2 weeks to 1 week?
Yeah, 2 weeks to 1 week.
Okay. All right, then we'll circle back and we'll get your we'll put a score on it. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
And then maybe I'll get around to it, and then in 2 years we'll do a spoiler cast. All right, Casey, you want to jump into the main topic of the show?
Yeah, sure. Which is our top games, right?
Yep. Let's talk about our top 5 games that we are most looking forward to for the rest of the year. So
Mhm.
I have a list of 6 games just in case we overlap. I have a backup. And then you have a list, I'm assuming. And we're just going to go back and forth and we're going to talk about them for a little bit. And you guys can leave in the comments who has a better list.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first?
uh, we do you want to do like 5-5-4-4?
Well, no, because I don't want you to take my game. So I'm starting with the heavy hitters.
Oh shit. Okay. In that case, can I do my first one? Because I'm
Yeah,
nervous because I feel like you're gonna steal mine.
sure.
All right. The game I'm excited for, probably one of my most anticipated games this year, comes out in September. I am talking about Silent Hill F.
You can have it.
this this game, I love the Silent Hill games. Silent Hill 2 remake is one of my favorite games of all time. It's under my top 5. And Silent Hill F just has that like aesthetic, and the way the creatures are looking in the trailer just look amazing. And they keep talking that they're trying to like stay away from the actual story because I don't know why, but they said the main message of the story is going to be beauty and terror, and you can really tell that by a lot of the design choices of like the monsters. I think the first trailer had some like girl having like flowers and then her face fell off. But yeah, the combat looks like it's going to be melee only, so that's going to be interesting.
Really?
But yeah, look at those. Look how the game looks. Doesn't that just look? Ooh.
Sure does look like a Japanese game.
It is also the first Silent Hill that is not in the actual like town of Silent Hill in America. This is in Japan. So I know a lot of people are pretty nervous for that because it's different and it also takes place in the 60s. But I just think that just means more potential for horror we've never seen before.
Whoa. What the hell is that?
Doesn't it look really cool? Look at the way it
It's got
moves.
like ball joints, like an action figure.
Mm-hmm. And I know the lead actress. I can't remember if it was the motion capture voice actress or if they're the same person, but she said something like needing to take a break for her own sanity, something crazy like that.
What did they put her in the motion capture suit and actually get attacked by these things?
I don't know. But yeah, that. This is probably my most exciting game, so that'll be my number 5.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's got a great atmosphere.
Yeah,
Um,
just
and
mhm,
the character models definitely seem like they bring something to the table, something worth
mhm.
looking into. It looks creepy as hell. It's got like this puppetry thing going on right now.
I know, right? It's so like, I'm just so excited for it. I was trying to see if there was going to be a collector's edition, but I haven't seen anything on it.
Oh,
So I'm a big consumer.
yep, that looks fun. Maybe
Mhm, maybe. One day I'm going to get you to play Silent Hill 2 remake fully.
I will. I want to. I want to do. I have a lot planned for October that I want to do,
Oh.
and I definitely I think like at the top of my list for October that I absolutely want to do the most is probably do a stream
Mhm.
of me playing Alan Wake 2, finishing Alan Wake 2, should I say? Because I
Oh,
started
shit.
it
Did
and I
you ever play
never
the first
finished it.
one?
I didn't, but I want to.
The first one's good. The first one's really good.
Yeah, it's just I don't think it's readily available on anything modern anymore.
It got remastered.
Did it?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation.
Oh, then yeah, I'll probably have to check it out.
I know the physicals are hard to find though.
All right, Casey. You know what my most anticipated game?
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
I actually don't know, But I am going to start with a game that was most recently announced or shown off, because this happened when we took a little break
Mhm.
that I of course have to talk about because I'm extremely excited for this, and it's of course our boy Donkey Kong. All right,
Oh.
I got to talk about Donkey Kong, man. This right now we're looking at the direct for Donkey Kong Bonanza that just happened
Mhm.
last week, I think, last Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, just right away, what they showed off at the Switch 2 reveal direct did not do this game justice at all. This looked miles better than what they showed off before.
Yeah.
This truly looks like it's a follow up to Odyssey, and the
Right. The best Mario game.
I would agree, and a 3D Mario at least. The
I'll take it.
common discourse over this game so far is I feel like there's multiple conversations going on. One being centered around the Switch 2 launch and whether or not this game should have been there at launch and that they should have had multiple things. And that's a completely different conversation. Really like what Nintendo's doing right now. They're kind of really keeping us busy throughout the year, which I really love. I prefer that much more. This people are kind of speculating, and I feel like this reveal that happened last week almost 95% confirms that this is being made by the Odyssey team. Or the other
Mhm.
rumor is that it's a spin-off of the Odyssey team. And that's great. But then there's the other people that are like, oh, but they're not making a new Mario. Like, this isn't the Mario Odyssey 2. And I'm just like losing my mind over here. Like, why is this not the Odyssey 2? Why are we not gonna expect the level of greatness from Odyssey 2
Mhm.
in this? Everything I'm seeing from this reveal is showing that it's has everything for a game that is not only looks fun, but is deeply like it has a lot of depth to it. They're showing off all these little combat systems, a skill tree. We're getting a skill tree in a 3D platform,
Mhm.
and then look at that. We're having fun. We're just tearing up things, or doing what we want. There's a lot of hidden secrets like the moons in Odyssey. We're gonna be able to change his outfits. It just looks like a grand old time.
Mhm.
And I just don't understand why this feels like it's not being treated as kindly as, a 3D Mario. I
Mhm.
understand the level of greatness and expectation that comes with a 3D Mario game, but I think, we haven't seen this guy do 3D since the late 90s. And that game I love very dearly. And I think this is just a great time for this guy to really break up what we would normally just be handed in a launch year of a Nintendo console. You know,
Mhm.
are we still getting Mario this year? Who knows? But I think this is such a great tile, and the fact that it's coming just a month and a half after the Switch 2 launch with Mario Kart World, I feel like this is such a phenomenal 1-2 punch.
Mhm.
The only thing I will say about this game that I was skeptical on when it was first revealed and still a little bummed out is I don't know about the whole art style, and I'm not just talking about Donkey Kong himself. He's
Mhm.
got this little redesign. I just mean like, for a 3D Donkey Kong game, I was hoping that, Like I want to be on the island. I want to be swinging across vines in the jungle. But this just feels like we're
Oh,
kind of in this. I don't even know. Just all these worlds just look and feel the same, just like with a different color palette on them. So that I
yeah.
feel like that's the biggest bummer I have about this game. But overall, I mean, it's showing off so many different things that you can do in it that I think are all the ingredients I need to really make my Switch 2 worth playing.
And
And
it just looks like plain old fun too.
yeah, it just looks fun. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how what we usually expect from,
Mhm.
platformers,
Right.
if not Nintendo platformers. So I don't, and if this is the Odyssey team or the spinoff of team, then I think that warrants even like we should all be even more excited for that fact. Like, sure, it may not be a 3D Mario from that team, but it's that team making a
Mhm.
3D platformer. Like they're doing something different now.
Yeah.
And we don't know that for sure. We could be getting Mario still this year.
It
I
could be.
highly
Isn't there
doubt it.
supposed to be a direct next month?
We'll
Aren't there
see.
rumors of it?
We'll see.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really wanted to talk about that last week. Been holding on to that.
Mhm. I'm not really a big Donkey Kong guy, but this game looks fun.
Okay. You want to go on to your next game?
Yeah. Let's see which one. Okay. My next one also comes out in September, and I'm talking something that is going to be infinitely times better than Mario Kart 8 and World. I'm talking about Sonic Cross World.
I should have known this.
Doesn't this game look like a blast? Come on, you gotta agree.
I I think it's doing everything everything it can to make it stand out. But when I look at it, it still kind of just looks like, oh, this looks like like a copy of a 3D kart
Listen,
racers.
listen,
They do a hard. It's hard for them to kind of stick out.
listen. You
It
can have
feels a little blocky. It feels like a little stiff. It doesn't feel like it's as smooth as what a Mario Kart is.
listen. You could have your Donkey Kong. You could have your Mario Kart World. Us Sonic fans will be chilling with Crossword.
Hey, I mean, I loved. I don't know what I think it was called Sonic Racers, but they were all on like hoverboards and stuff,
Oh yeah, that one.
and I love that game. Hey, if they
I
throw
remember.
in Monkey Ball, if they throw in Super Monkey Ball in this,
Hey, they might. We got Miku. We got Ichiban from Yakuza. We got Persona Joker.
are they
Minecraft and SpongeBob. I mean,
are they gonna bring back Wreck-It Ralph?
oh god, they probably are. What was the one Sonic racing game from before? Because I think that was like I remember getting that game on GameFly.
There was multiple like transform games.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I just
uh,
remember that being like one of the games that were on GameFly before. Do you remember GameFly?
oh yeah,
Isn't that crazy? It's still around.
yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. You're right. The game does seem a bit like
I just need it in
stiff,
my hands.
blocky. Yeah.
I just needed to know how it feels. But
Hmm.
otherwise, I
I
mean,
do
yeah,
like
sure, it's
the
probably fun.
idea of the I do like the idea of the stage transitions being the
Yeah.
rings. That's a cool idea. And I do like playing as Joker from Persona. So it's getting my pre-order, and I will review it when it comes out.
Who's gonna be your main besides Joker?
Besides Joker, probably. Is Silver gonna be in the game? I was always a Silver fan.
Silver
Probably not.
is that another fucking hedgehog?
Yeah, Silver the Hedgehog uses telekinesis. You did? Have you
Wow.
never played Sonic 06?
Dude, I I'm an OG boy. All right,
Mm-hmm.
I played that in like pinball and the racing game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the green fucker is. I
You know
know
what?
Amy. I know Tails. I know Knuckles. And I know Sonic and Shadow.
mark this right now, okay? If there was one game I want you to play and stream, it will be Sonic 2006.
Fuck no.
Why? Why? Do you know the history with that game?
I I'm sure. I don't know.
It's known as the worst Sonic game of all time, but I think it would be a blast for you to play it.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
But that Sonic Racing is going to be my number 4 pick. Fantastic.
Number 4. All right. Well, then I need to decide my number 4, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you also have Sonic on there?
No, I just wrote down a list that well, this isn't my number 4. This is my number 2.
I was gonna say mine's in no particular order.
Um, yeah. I mean, this is obvious. I have to go with my game of the year for 2020. I think it was maybe 2019. I can't remember, but Ghost of Yotai.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course. Mm-hmm.
what a sure bet for for a fun a game I know I'm gonna love. Like I'm going to be here day one, and I'm gonna be eating this up. I loved Ghost of Tsushima so much.
Mm-hmm.
It delivered on everything, and I had almost no expectations. I thought, okay, this feels like maybe it's just gonna be like how many, especially this year when we see all these showcases and directs, how many like Japanese inspired games we are getting, like Onimusha,
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Gaiden. It just feels like every showcase there's like a traditional ninja samurai feudal
Yeah.
Japan game. So when the first one came out, it felt like, oh, okay, this looks like it's just gonna be like another just another feudal Japan game that has this complex combat style and basically nothing else, right? Just like point A to point B. But was I oh so pleasantly surprised by what Tsushima did? And boy, that opening sequence of Tsushima when you're riding on the horse
That was a
and the
really good
title
opening
screen.
sequence.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
hell yeah, I'm anticipated for this game. This that game rules. It has so much character. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be on the PS5. PS5. It's gonna look so
Mm-hmm.
great. Yeah, I mean, what more
Yeah,
can I
this game
say
looks
about this?
beautiful.
If it does everything that the first one did and just has a different story, cool.
Mm-hmm. I never finished the first one.
Of course.
What do you mean, of course?
Because you only finish the bad games. Like Sonic
Oh
06.
my god. Oh my god. Sonic, listen, that's a national
Like
treasure.
you get a wolf.
That is pretty cool. And look at, she's wearing yellow, which is the best color.
She is wearing yellow.
Mm-hmm. Which is the single reason this game is getting my pre-order.
Look at that mountain. You can
God,
probably go
it's
up that
so.
thing, that volcano.
Mhm. This game actually looks beautiful. Aren't they doing like a gameplay thing next month?
Yeah, I think it's getting its own direct soon. It's
Oh
doing a
shit.
lot. I think it's cause there's some glimpse of her as a child that it's doing. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's something else that's going on in this game that I think we haven't seen yet. That I think is going to could listen. It could either elevate the game, make the game really different, or it could just be a total drag. But we'll find out. They're going to be doing a direct soon. I think in
Are you
July.
are you gonna watch that direct, or are you one of those that are like,
Yeah,
I want to see this game before it comes out?
I don't mind seeing the direct of if it's showing me what I could do in the game, or if it's
Mm-hmm.
saying like, "Oh, you get a gun now," I'd be like, "Oh, interesting." But if it's like a lot of the directs, obviously they're presenting them. They're doing like a show, so they're presenting it as
Mm-hmm.
like oh, and I don't know what her name is, and as she goes through this journey of taking down this empire, she comes across this, and that's where she gets the gun. And it's like, no, 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 I don't want to hear all that. I
Mhm.
don't tell me how. Just show me it. And that's yeah. So that's why I kind of want to avoid.
Yeah.
What do you got? Number 3.
3, right? Okay, yeah. 3, I'm going to go with Directive 8020.
Directive 8020.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Yeah.
that? I don't know if I know
I
this.
I think you'll know it when you see it. You know Supermassive Games?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So for those who don't know, they have made Until Dawn, The Quarry, the anthology series they have going on. And I love every single one of their games.
Yeah.
Even if people think like The Quarry was weaker, I still like loved it so much.
I
So
love the
whatever they
quarry.
yeah, The Quarry's great. And so I think whatever their next thing is gonna be a banger. And
Is
this
that
one,
Lashana Lynch?
I think it might be, yeah.
That's double oh
This
007.
game ooh, this game is going to be, I think, like, hold up, I wrote down a little thing. What was it? Okay, yeah, it was. I think it's obviously in space, far away from Earth, and I think they were against an alien that mimics. So kind of like, I think, the Thing, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely gonna be, based off a lot of space horror, and I just know whatever they cook up is gonna be great. So I am definitely looking forward to this one. It comes out, yeah, October.
October 2nd. It's a great time for it to come out. Who's this guy?
Mhm.
So is this like a
you
just like the same type of game? Is it
Yeah, pretty much all their games are.
okay? I see. Yep.
Yeah, but I know they have a new function where, like, you can go back to certain point important decisions and choose the other option. Yeah, it's actually showing it right here. So instead of having to replay the entire thing, you can just go back to certain things before they branch off, which is gonna be really nice for completionists. Because that was always kind of annoying to having to go back.
Doesn't that kind of limit them? Because like the thing with the quarry was that it had like 140 plus endings, right?
I think so, but I wouldn't see why this wouldn't do the same, because I think Until Dawn also had a lot. I think their anthologies do too. So I'm hoping it's gonna be the same, because if it isn't, that would suck a little bit. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what is your number 3?
My number 3, gotta pick it. Yeah, I think it's funny that in the year of Death Stranding 2, that my most anticipated game would not be the Kojima game that everyone is thinking of, but
Oh.
the Kojima game that's technically not a Kojima game anymore. I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So, just for context, one, I've made a video on Metal Gear Solid 1. It was the first time, because I've never played the Metal Gear Solid games besides 5. I picked up 5 when it first came out. Had no idea what the fuck was going on in this crazy ass world. I thought it was just a military game. But I've known Snake because of Smash.
Mhm.
Since Brawl. I've always known Metal Gear, but like
Right.
my touchstone with Snake is through Smash, of course. And I always thought, this is like the most me type of character of all time in terms of like what I like, not what I envision
No, yeah, I
myself
get what you
as.
mean.
I just mean
Yeah.
like Snake is like the James Bond soldier, like he just had that the tactical espionage type of soldier, and his
I
character
like how you're
design just
saying he's
everything.
like this tactical espionage, and then in the background is the
Oh yeah, it literally says tactical espionage. Yeah, I forget it says that. But yeah, I haven't played Liberty yet. What is it called? The second one.
I'm I'm not sure. I never touched a
Some,
Metal Gear game.
something Liberty. I can't remember what it's called. I'm blanking. I'm sure I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that. But I am planning on making a video. Oh, spoilers. Um, yeah, I definitely want to do a playthrough. Oh, well, I'm definitely going to be doing a playthrough of the second one here fairly soon because this is out in at the end of August. So I'm definitely going to be playing two on that remaster or like the collection edition,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to be jumping to the next one, and that being Snake Eater, this new one, Delta. If they're still called, are they still calling it Delta? Because they have
I'm not sure.
they have the triangle in the like the triangle symbol in
Hmm.
the title, but yeah, that a lot of people say that that's like the best one, but
Hmm.
also the Metal Gear sickos are insane because they say the original is the best one. They say two's the best one, three's the best one, four is the best one, five is the best gameplay one. So I don't know.
Hmm.
It looks badass, and because of the story of the first one that I played last year, I'm like, yeah, I want to know more. And knowing that this is, I want to say a complete franchise, like a completely told franchise.
I think. Are you
I,
does that count Metal Gear Rising?
I don't know, man. You asking me?
I've never touched. I touched Metal Gear 1 for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, a lot of tedious stuff in the first one. Lots of back and
Hmm.
forth. Yep, that is Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater.
Hmm.
What you got? Number
Um,
4.
or number 2?
Whatever. I'm going 1 through 5. You're going 5 through 1.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm deciding which one to. Okay, you know what? My number 2, I think comes out. Let me see. I don't think it actually has a date. It just says 2025. So my guess is holiday is going to be Deadpool VR.
Wow.
I know, crazy pick. I
Wow.
know.
I didn't even need to make a list of 6 games.
I was about to say same here. I realized very quickly we have different taste in games.
Wow.
um, I play VR games. It is something I enjoy a lot, and I always wish there was more games. And so Batman VR came out, I think
Oh yeah.
beginning of this
Did
year
you
or late
did you,
last
you
year.
play that?
Dude, I played that. That is a great Batman game.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. That's
I played it
so cool. What do
all the
you
way
play
through.
on?
Unfortunately, you have to play on the MetaQuest.
Yeah, but is it like the new one? Because it's like,
Yeah, the
okay.
third one. Yeah. And dude, that Batman VR game was so much fun. You really feel like Batman. I And the story was amazing. So I was really craving another game like that, but really no others exist. And now we're getting Deadpool VR, and it just looks like a load of fun. I'm not saying it's gonna have like the story, the greatest story, but
Yeah,
it just looks like a
I can't
blast. It's
lie.
gonna.
When I first saw this and I started hearing him, I was like, I rolled my eyes so hard.
I can't even blame you.
And
Listen,
they got Neil Patrick Harris doing it, and
odd choice.
I was like, I love Neil Patrick Harris, but like hearing him, it just felt like he wasn't into it. You know, he just felt like it
Yeah,
wasn't getting a
I
lot
don't know
from him.
why they didn't get what's his name,
Ryan
Nathan
Reynolds.
Drake,
Oh, oh,
Richtofen.
Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan North, because he was always kind of the voice of Deadpool before Ryan Reynolds. So I don't know why they just didn't do him again, but I don't know. It just looks like VR fun, and there's really not a lot of.
Nolan North. I have his autograph.
Oh, did you meet him? Meet him?
No, it was during COVID. He signed a piece of
Oh,
paper and sent it to me. He said my name. Yeah, this is quite the pick. This is what
I
you
know.
said.
It's
This is
just
your number 2,
listen. They're in no order because in no sane world would I put Sonic Crossroads above Silent Hill F.
And in
I, I
nowhere
sh-
would you put Deadpool VR even in the top 5.
Listen,
Is
us
this coming out
VR,
this year? Do we know this is coming out?
yeah, 2025.
Okay.
Listen, us people who play VR, we don't get a whole lot of big games.
Yeah, you just get updates for games.
Exactly. The biggest thing we had this year before this was like Batman VR update that gave New Game Plus. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited for this purely just off gameplay to have some new to play on VR.
Yeah.
But that would be my number 2 pick. That's not really number 2.
Well, I'm excited to hear what your last one is. But my number 4. Listen, is this game coming out? I don't know. No one knows. No one knows the schedule for this winter, really. But if it
Oh.
is coming out this year, it could be my number 1 game. And I don't think a lot of people would say the same. But if you know, you know. I'm talking about Kirby Air Riders.
I was thinking of something. Mm-hmm.
Kirby Air Riders. Come on. What you know about Kirby Air Ride? Listen, Sakurai's coming back. He said, let me make a sequel to this game in 2025. What does that mean? It means this man is cooking something. Why would Sakurai want to return to this?
Mm-hmm.
He just said, you know what? Just give me whatever you want. No. That man wanted to do something because he knew he had something there. If you know the story about their first one, they cranked that game out in like 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
After they released it, he had to have looked at City Trial and been like, you know what? I think we have something there. And sure enough, they did. He was right. So for him to get another shot at this, like 23 years later, it can only go uphill.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that hill was a mountain. I don't know. We have nothing. We know nothing about this game.
No,
We
we
got this
literally know.
stupid trailer for it at the Switch 2 reveal, but that's about it.
I didn't even know the original game until I saw your video on it.
That's the stream you gotta do. We can do we could do a dolphin online. We do like a
I'll
LAN
play.
party online.
Yeah, I'll play that with you on stream if you play Sonic 06.
Pass. All right, game 5.
All right. So I had to choose between 2, and honestly, both those I'm really excited for. But this game in particular, I do not know that much about, other than you look for your sister, I believe. But the gameplay looks like so much fun. I am talking about Lost Soul Aside, a game that was supposed to come out in May of this year, but it got pushed back to August, I believe. But the gameplay just looks like pure fun. That's you. It kind of reminds me of like Stellar Blade a little bit, but like more shit coming at you. But the graphics look amazing. The aesthetic looks amazing. And I remember when I saw the first trailer, and I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be good."
So what is this? What kind of game is it?
It's like an action. I don't want to say hack and slash, but because it's kind of like that. As someone who's never played Devil May Cry 5, to me it looks like Devil May Cry 5.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, you know that's kind of a hard game to describe.
Yeah.
What is DMC?
What is DMC?
That's the question we've all been asking, right?
Honestly, but I'm just waiting till like there's a game. Look how this looks. The aesthetic that they have.
Yeah, looks pretty. Looks shiny.
It looks very shiny. And then
It's
I'm waiting
got
for
it's
like
got no that's the pisser you're seeing. The PSSR.
Yeah, the PSSR.
The pisser. Ooh,
Trying to.
bright.
I was gonna say, are they gonna show? Was this the gameplay trailer? Look at that running, dude.
Yeah.
The
So
surfing, the run.
really nice particle effects. But if they can work
Mm-hmm.
the haptics into that, that'd be sick.
Mm-hmm. Just look at the things you fight too. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's like hack and slash, but it's like one enemy. So
Yeah.
that's like it kind of reminds you of Stellar Blade.
Is it like active turn based? What do they call it in the Final Fantasy? Active
Uh,
turn
I
based?
I know what you mean. I don't think it's active turn based. Um, that reminds me. Would Kingdom Hearts count? Anyway, yeah. So I'm
Lost
pretty excited for
Soul
this game.
Aside. August 29th.
So,
Damn, there's 2 days, or I think that might be the same day as Snake Eater.
is it really the same? Wait, I thought Snake Eater was September.
No, I think it was like late August.
Was it? Oh wait,
Fact check.
2004.
Oh no,
Oh, August 28th. It comes out a day after
day
Snake
after.
Eater. Man, we're gonna be busy.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, that would be my number one. Not really number one because my number one would be Silent Hill. But right. So
Yeah.
what is your number one gonna be?
This is my number 5. All right.
My bad.
Um, this one, it's a game I hold near and dear to my heart. It's not gonna blow anyone's mind, but it's a franchise that, like we were talking about earlier, there's not many games that I stick with, but there's a couple games that there's a couple franchises that I will always come back to and always jump into the new iteration. And it feels like this new iteration, even though we say it every year, like the Chicago Bears, um, it seems like this one is doing things differently to step up and correct all the wrongs they did with the last iteration. And I'm talking about Battlefield 6.
Mm.
Um, I can't say too much about this game for legal reasons. Um,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it looks like it's gonna be really good. And what you're seeing right now is like a little dev update about them introducing this new community project called Battlefield Labs, in which they are actively play testing their game with the public. They are privately inviting or allowing people to sign up so that they can really develop this game over time with the public playing it. So they are trying to capture in real time almost all the little concerns and problems that the community is taking up with the game in real time, right? So
Mhm.
they are like actively changing and shaping the game to fit around everything that the fan wants, which I feel like is never heard of before. And that is super exciting. And besides that, they're going back to a modern setting. So we are going back to modern tanks, modern guns, uh, a class system again
Ooh.
with specific guns. I think like to each class, specific gadgets and everything. So it just feels like it's really going back to Battlefield 4, really. And that game came out in 2014. So it's, yeah, I mean, I've put in thousands of hours into this franchise. And I think the direction that they're going is honestly quite surprising. Not just in terms of like going with the modern, but in the way that they're approaching building this game and letting the community really be involved to
Mm-hmm.
make it the most fan friendly game that they can possibly make, especially after the disaster that was 2042. And I like 2042, but it just doesn't hit the Battlefield itch as much as say even Battlefield 5. What a yeah, it's Call of Duty was always a game in my library that me and all my friends we always played all the time. We played Call of Duty all the time. I owned every single one of them for up until like 3 years ago when I stopped buying them. 3 or 4. No, I probably when was the last? I always buy the Black Ops, but before Black Ops 6, the last one I bought was probably I guess Cold War, which I
Mm-hmm.
guess isn't that long. But um, when I got hooked into Battlefield 3, I would still play Call of Duty, but Battlefield was where it's at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Battlefield players are the type of people that are like, hmm, you play Call of Duty? That's cool. Have fun. And over here, we're blowing shit up. We're having a good time. We're we're actually in the war, motherfucker. That's how it felt back then. We're like,
But
y'all don't understand what's going on these battlefields over here.
I only played 2042.
Wow. Well,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry that had to be your introduction. Go
I'm
play.
sorry too.
Go launch Battlefield 5 or Battlefield 1 on your PS5. They look insanely good. The physics
Does it?
engines are ridiculous. The Frostbite engine, it's a little outdated today, but yeah, they're one of the best looking games that you could still get on the PS5. Battlefield
Mm-hmm.
5, and you will be blown away by the sheer like cinematic quality to each and every match where you're just running across a field and there's a tank way in the distance that sees you and they're firing shells at you and they're just leaving divots, large divots in the field because they're missing you and you're like trying to dodge and then they hit like the
Mm-hmm.
windmill behind you and it's like crashing down on you. It's such a crazy game that almost every match it's delivering something different that I don't think you find in most first person shooters because it draws when it's at its best, it draws such a good line of still feeling like an arcadey first person shooter like Call of Duty and being a more grounded, realistic sandbox shooter at the same time
Mm-hmm.
without getting too close to like Tarkov or like all
Or
those
like
extraction
Kaliza, or
shooters.
yeah.
So I think it's like right there in the middle. That it strikes such a great balance. And like Battlefield 4, if you ask Battlefield players, they will tell you that like it's a sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my game 5. You got anything?
Um, I do want to say I have.
Any honorable
I think
mentions?
I do got. I think it was. I'm just checking the list right now. Okay, yeah, I got two honorable mentions. One of which we have already discussed because it doesn't come out this year. Persona 4. Um, but the other honorable mention comes out, I think, early next year or late next year. They just said next year.
Yeah.
You already know what I'm talking
What?
about.
I think it's February. No,
No, you're thinking of a great game. I'm thinking of Tomodachi Life for the Nintendo.
that's the one you wanted to bring up.
Did you ever play the first Tomodachi Life on the DS?
No.
Dude, it is so great. It is just so much fun. And I have been begging for a new one since the Switch 1 released. And I am just so happy we're finally getting it. I freaked out when it was announced. and it just says next year. I'm pretty sure 2026. But that is just something I'm so excited for. I thought you would have played the original.
No, I have not.
Never. You gotta. Hey, that would be a really funny stream if you know the game. That'd be really funny.
Tamagotchi Plaza comes out next week.
Well, that's not.
Remember they showed off those two games in the same direct, like 2 games
Yeah.
apart. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What? Oh, what's Phantom X? You know about that? That's
Is that the
today.
Wait, what? Are we thinking of the same game?
Persona 5 Phantom X.
Oh, Phantom X. Sorry, I thought you meant what was the one game coming out next year? Phantom Blade.
Yeah.
That game looks amazing. Yeah, Persona 5 X.
Oh, you've been playing it?
I played a little bit of it. I haven't gone past like the main because it's like 30 gigabytes on the phone, and I was like, I'd rather just play it on PC, but that's like 70 gigabytes.
Damn.
But I'll still play it because anything Persona related, I'll play. Which you also gotta play.
Yeah. One day. Once I get paid streaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 80 hours worth it.
So there's our list. Go ahead and let us know in the comments whose list you'd rather play. If you had to play only their list for the rest of the year, who would you look forward to most? And his honorable mentions don't count.
Yeah.
But Casey, real quick, I want to go through a list of everything, not everything, but some of the highlights that we didn't touch on today. And I just want to get a little temp check. So just give me a yay or nay. You're looking forward to it, you're in, or you're out. All right?
Gotcha. A yay or nay?
Yeah. Let's start with July 18th. Actually, July 11th. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
Yay. Yay.
Yay. Middle.
Yay. Yeah.
Middle. July 18th, Shadow Labyrinth. That's the Pac-Man
that is
Metrovania.
a big nay for me. I'm not a big Metrovania guy.
Big nay. Let's see. August 8th, Mafia, the Old Country.
Yay. I like the first one.
August 14th, Drag X Drive.
The biggest nay of my life. Wait, what is it?
Apparently it's called Drag X Drive.
Oh, my. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it is a racing game, so no. For a second, I thought it was gonna be like drag racing, and I was gonna be like, you know what, yay. And I was
gonna. August 26th, Gears of War Reloaded. PS5.
I always want to play them. I give that a yay.
September 4th, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Order of the Giants DLC.
Nay.
Oh, that's a huge yay for me. What a great game.
I don't even know Indiana Jones media. I've only seen the movie that we watched in theaters.
Which was the newest one, by the way.
That was the only one I've ever seen.
Oh, here's one that you'll probably like. September 10th, Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift.
All You Can Drift? That's a big yay for me.
Yeah, I figured.
It's a big boom.
This next one is what would have been my follow-up because I am a big fan. September 12th, Borderlands 4.
Yay.
You don't want to... Oh, we're going to get into that together.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit up Randy, see if I can get you a code.
Ooh, okay. I'm down. As someone who's only played the third one.
Not a great one to start with.
I saw it fun, though, so...
Yeah, but...
I bet you.
Could have been a better start. What else we got? Final Fantasy Tactics, September 30th. You think you'll get in that?
No, I do not really like the Final Fantasy games.
Yeah. Talked about Ghost of Yotai. Digimon, October 3rd.
I'm curious about it, but nay.
Pokemon Legends ZA, October 16th.
Yay. Giving that a yay.
Oh, this would have also been my second follow up, or uh what did you say? Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
October 29th, The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh,
Obsidian's third game this year.
that that's a yay, but the price.
Well, Game Pass, brother.
That is true. That's the only reason why I'm playing is because I have Game Pass too.
All right, and then there's a lot of games that really looking at this GameSpot list. This is where I'm reading from.
Mm,
It seems relatively updated, and yet I'm looking at November. There's 2 games,
it's really only two.
and December has 0.
Damn. Well, Silk Song, baby.
Yeah, probably, probably not though, right?
All we know is holiday 2025.
All right, but then there's still a lot of games that have no release date at all, but said that they were going to be 2025. So, Carmen San Diego. Where in the world?
Hmm?
Where in the world?
Hmm?
It's Carmen San Diego.
What's that?
Ask your mom. Um, what else? That's already
That-
out.
There's one thing I'm kind of curious about your opinion about.
What's that?
About what do you think about the Xbox ROG?
Terrible. Stupid.
Terrible?
Stupid.
What do you mean?
Listen, the only good thing that comes out of that device is knowing where the feature heads for Xbox in terms of the OS being combined with the Steam OS. That's the only thing. But that device is based on the device that it's copying is already $900, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna buy an Xbox handheld that is now $800 or $900 when just to play your games on the go,
Mm-hmm.
when they've been saying for the last like 2 years that you can already play your Xbox games everywhere. But yeah, I guess like if you really want to play your Xbox games natively and have Game Pass natively on a handheld, that's really cool. But for the entry price of like $900, that is just crazy to me. It just doesn't seem
Yeah.
like a good buy-in for something that the Steam Deck almost already does. It just doesn't have the game, like it doesn't have Xbox, right? So I don't think the ROG does anything to bring in anyone that wasn't already bought into this new Xbox idea, right? You're not
Mm-hmm.
going to get me or you or an average Xbox player to be like, oh, I can play my Xbox games on the go and really buy into this. Oh, play anywhere and Xbox that is anything. No, because you're already doing that because they've been doing that for the last 2 years. You have an Xbox, you have the hardware already, or you have a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to fork over $900 to play on the go for your Xbox games?
For the sake of the podcast, I will.
Yeah, I'll hit up Phil for that one too. Dying Light, the Beast. I would have put that down too.
Yeah.
I, dude, I cannot tell you when that first one came out. Me and Nate ate that game up. Oh my god! I know when that game came out, it was like it didn't set the world on fire, but that felt like such a core game of my childhood, even though it came out like when I was 15
Mm-hmm.
or something. It felt like, yeah, it's stylistic, it's zombies. It had a really cool system where you're fucking scared as shit at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
the
know
Nitro
about that?
was horrifying. Yeah. I kind of have a hot take about the game though.
What's that? Oh, it was
Okay,
parkour
so
also. It was fucking parkour. Parkour with
the,
zombies. Come on.
so it's really cool and it has everything, but this is gonna okay. The way it's saturated, the colors,
Mm-hmm.
I can't get past an hour in the game,
Yeah,
and it is 100% not like
it just
the
got an
game's
update.
what
It just got an update.
did it?
Dying Light 1, yeah, it just got a visual enhancement update.
Yo,
They-
wait, wait, what?
yeah, they just shadow dropped it. Yeah, if you're watching, you may not know this, but Dying Light just got an update.
I
Like,
didn't even know that.
I
Hold up,
think
wait. I
like
can imagine.
yesterday or something.
I might be able to play the game now.
I
Wait.
think it was just a texture update. I don't know if the lighting is gonna be all that different, but yeah, it's if there. I saw a couple screenshots where it'd be like the wood is more textured, the pavements and like
Mhm,
the cobblestone and stone buildings all have like a little bit more texture, like more detail to them. So yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Hey,
I wouldn't mind jumping back into that. We could do a little co-op on that.
yeah, I'm down for
We
that.
need to start making a little list of all of our streams, so then we can just
Yeah, we got like.
we do the podcast, and then we'll start streaming the podcast, and then we can get a little chat. We can talk
Mhm,
to chat while we stream, and then we just pause it, get set up, and then just take the stream straight into a gameplay. We just do like
mhm.
a game night.
I'm down for that. We got like a list now. We got Uncharted, the Dying Light, Sonic 06.
Yeah. Nope.
Mhm.
Nope. Nope.
He already said yeah, folks. So
Nope.
stay tuned. Stay tuned for a Sonic 06 stream.
All right, couple more. One that I'm really excited for, which I don't know why we haven't heard more of it. They said that when it does fully launch, it's going to come to Switch 2 first, and that's Hades 2.
Oh my
Uh,
god, yeah.
I I'm waiting for that game. I think that would have been the 1-2 punch for me for the launch. If Hades 2 came
Mhm.
out fully day one on Switch, that would have been like that justifies my Switch purchase. I got Mario
Yeah.
Kart and I got Hades 2. Totally opposite games, and games that I can absolutely divide my time and give enough time to make my Switch 2 feel like this is why I bought a Switch 2. And
Mhm.
we just haven't heard anything about it, which is frustrating to me, in my opinion. I don't know why that game ever went to early access.
Yeah. I tried staying away from everything from the second game, but the first game is just amazing. I played that one on the Switch one.
Anyways, I'll be there day one.
Mhm.
Um, Hyrule Warriors. You want
That's a
some
massive
context?
yay.
You want to get some context to Tears of the Kingdom? There you go.
Mhm.
Judas. Are we still getting Judas this year? Nah, we're not getting Judas.
It's not coming out this year.
Killing Floor 3.
Yeah.
I used to be a big Killing Floor guy.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a big one. Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Is that the arcadey one?
That's the dot emu
Mhm.
beat 'em up.
Okay, yeah. Is that what is that for you? Because that one, I don't know how I feel.
Oh, I'm on. Dot
Mhm.
emu has been killing it. They did the Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're really keeping it all alive. Oh, here's a good one. Ready? One that we didn't talk about. I thought maybe one of us would have it. I was thinking about it. Metroid Prime 4.
If I was a Metroid Prime fan, I would be extremely excited. I know Metroid Prime fans. I know Metroid fans out there. I mean,
You want to use the mouse controls though.
that's like the reason why I kind of want to try it, you know?
Hmm.
Want to give it a good review for that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Are you a Metroid fan?
I like to believe I am. I am. I'm constantly at odds because like I love the idea of Metroid. I
Mhm.
think she has one of the coolest suits ever.
Right.
Her levels in like growing up, my touchstone, of course, like for Snake was through Smash. I learned a lot of these characters through Smash, and like seeing
Mhm.
Metroid, I was like, oh, this character is so cool. it's got a gun for hands. It's just so cool. And then I constantly would try to get into Super Metroid because everyone would be like, Super Metroid, one of the best games of all time. And to people that say that, I'm gonna say, what the fuck is wrong with you? Have you tried playing those old Metroid games? They are so cheap in every way possible, where you're left with these, these. I mean, was it? It was SNES. So it's kind of just like a map painting what it feels like, and you're told to like, where do I go? Because it's a Metroidvania, Metroid, and the 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 reason or the thing that you needed to do to proceed would be, oh, you need to drop a bomb in this grid of the screen because there's a hole right there that leads to the next room, and it's just like, how is anyone supposed to know that? And that's for like proceeding in the game. It's not like, oh, there's a health or like a life over there. No, it's like this is what you needed to do to like go on with the game, and everyone's like, this is the greatest game of all time. But I did play Metroid Dread and I loved it. And I think I might play the remaster of Metroid Prime before it comes out, because I know everyone talks about like that is the best, one of the best video games of all time, especially with the GameCube. It was the best GameCube game of all time. That's what people say, and I believe it. What else we got? Oh, Mouse PI for hire. It's the Doom-like game with the mouse, the noir mouse. Troy Baker is voicing a mouse.
Oh my god, yeah. That game looks fun.
Yeah, I will be there. I'm sure you're gonna like this next one. NASCAR 25.
I hate racing games so. Nay, that's a big nay. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
The only good racing game is gonna be Sonic Crossroads.
Oh, what? We just had Mario Kart, brother. Sell down. What else is there? Skate Story. Did you play Golf Story?
I never played Golf Story.
Do you know what I'm talking about, though?
No. What is Golf Story?
Chat, bring up Golf Story. We're not live.
I was about to say.
I think this is still only on the Switch, and it's like an RPG golf game.
What?
I don't think it's RPG. I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe I can get some sound on this.
Is it like Stardew but golf?
No, because it's not like it's I don't know. It's maybe like Earthbound but golf.
Earthbound but golf is kind of crazy. What?
I mean, there's I don't think there's any RPG. It's been a while. There might be RPG. I think you do build up your skill actually. So I really think it is just like an RPG golf, a pixelated RPG golf game.
I mean, that's definitely an idea, like a good one, like a cool one. It looks fun. So is Skate Story just supposed to be like a skating version of it?
I guess.
I mean, I'm down. I'm more inclined to play that, I think.
Skate Story?
Yeah, I feel like I'm more inclined to play that.
No, this is a good game. I'm telling you, this is a good game.
It is a good game?
Come on. Yeah. I love this game.
I think it's just the golf part, but I'm down to give it a try. I can't knock it before I try it.
It's a good game, man.
I believe you.
Wait, where's my list at? Yeah, you should look that up. It's only on Switch, which is really annoying, but whatever. The Legend of Babu. Do you know about that one? No, I just saw it.
I don't know about that
Where do you think you'll play Pro Skater? You gonna get that for your Switch now that you've played it? Now that you've had your hands on the Switch and it does pretty well with everything? Just laying there with the
Yeah,
Switch.
probably.
What about your Steam
I
Deck
feel like
though? I'm wondering because the it doesn't have adaptive triggers, so or I don't even know what you call them.
Yeah, I'd probably be more inclined to get it on my Switch because it's convenient.
Well, yep, I think that's what we're relatively looking for
Right, except
for the rest of the year.
right,
I think
except
that's
there is kind of like one massive game a year from now, or not a year from now, February. That
well, that's all the time we have,
no, no,
folks.
no, 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 no.
No, yeah, you want to talk about the game that's been
Yeah.
burning on your lips since the moment you've seen it?
Mm-hmm.
This guy's been frothing at the mouth.
I
So
have been, dude.
what are we doing in the podcast? I need to talk about it.
We're talking Resident Evil 9.
Yeah.
It looks. Oh my god, we're going back to Raccoon City.
Are we
That
though?
is. I mean, that's what it looks like, and I heard
What
rumors
if it was
that.
a dream?
I swear to God, I'm gonna be pissed off. I mean, I've heard rumors that it's supposed to be open world. I know, I know. And you get to switch from first to third person.
Yeah, that's that almost scares me because that makes me want to believe that there's not a concrete vision, right? Because a first person experience from a third person experience are vastly different and need to be carefully crafted for each versions. So we'll see how that actually pans out from a horror aspect, especially. But
yeah, it looks like though they're going for more of. I think first person is the definitive way.
Yeah, definitely.
But and they're going really niche with it. You know who the main character is, right?
The girl.
Yeah, Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from Resident Evil Outbreak, a spin-off game that people didn't even know was canon until this trailer.
Who says that this isn't a spin-off game? Does it really have a 9 in the title? Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, it just I remember, dude, the like the fact in the middle of the Summer Games Fest, they were like, "Listen, we'll have something soon."
Oh my god! What? Yeah, I totally forgot about that. What a punch in the face to the audience. That was so ridiculous. Hey
I remember being
guys,
so mad.
We got don't worry, we got something real soon. We'll see you next time. 15 minutes later,
we get like, yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but I just remember my friend messaging me how pissed he was about like it not being there.
it felt like my mom, not putting the last gift underneath the Christmas tree. Being like, oh man, I opened up these PS3 games and this PS3 controller and this PS3 hard drive, but I don't have a PS3. Oh man. Where could it be?
It was exactly like that, but my god, we're going back to Raccoon City. And the people have been analyzing the trailer, trying to listen to the voices. So we already know Leon's probably going to be back. Jill probably. Carlos maybe.
You made that one up. I ain't no fucking Carlos.
There is Carlos. Resident Evil 3.
Carlos. Oh yeah.
Who was voiced also by Chris, so people cannot tell whether or not the third voice in the trailer was Chris or Carlos.
Who's Chris? You Chris
Redfield. Yeah.
I thought you were saying his name is the voice actor is Chris.
Oh. But yeah, I am.
Oh yeah, I guess that confirms. I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen like this little like
Dude, I didn't even know. I never beat 2, so I didn't even know Raccoon City got blown up like this.
You know what this means, right?
We gotta add it to the list.
You got to play Resident Evils 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in preparation for 9.
I'm absolutely not playing 5 or 6.
5 is good, and it's co-op.
Nah,
You're gonna play 5 and 6. If you're listening right now, everybody in the
nah.
audience, tell them to play 5 and 6 and Sonic 06.
Casey,
Mm-hmm.
we talked or we talked a lot about the biggest games that are coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we gotta look forward to the little ones, the ones that deliver, the ones like Golf Story,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we like to do here. We like to give a little spotlight. But the Golf Story was not my game, although it should be,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if I did this one last time. Did I do this one last time? Did I do Jump Ship last week?
No, no, you didn't. You didn't
Okay.
do Jump Ship.
Okay, then I'm gonna talk about Jump Ship. Do you know anything about this?
I have no idea what this
So
is.
Jump Ship is currently in early access.
Mm.
I think still. And what Jump Ship is let's put it like this. Jump Ship is basically Sea of Thieves, but space. Um, I've actually played this. I played this with one of my friends a couple weeks ago, and it's literally Sea of Thieves, but space. So what you do is, like in Sea of Thieves, you have a pirate ship, and in this game, you have a spaceship in which you and 3 other members will go on missions and upgrade your ship, maintain your ship, and engage in combat in open areas in which your ship will go ahead and get damaged, just like in Sea of Thieves when you get like a hole
It's
in the
cool.
hull or catch a fire, and you will have to go ahead and put out the fire or go on to the outside bridge and put out a fire, repair something, and yeah, it's you go. It's more of a mission structure though. It's not as open world as Sea of Thieves. So
Mm.
you'll pick a mission, you'll go there. There's enemies, and the enemies will be in the air and where you're trying to go, and you can leave your ship like whenever you want. And you have a jetpack, so you can
Cool.
fly around and do whatever you want in your ship. And your ship has like these magnetic parts that your feet will just latch onto, so you can actually walk around on the outside of your ship to help repair it, upgrade weapons. Um, and then you go on these missions to make more money and collect loot, and that loot being like weapons. You can see like there's enemies behind that are
Mm-hmm.
shooting back, so you're like collecting loot and also doing the mission parameter, which would be like collect this thing that was left on this station that blew up or whatever. So go collect that thing and bring it back, and then as you're going on that mission, you'll come across enemies that are in ships that are also in space. So you'll go get into actual dogfights with other AI ships. Because right now, I think it might just be PVE or, yeah, PVE.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine they're trying to work on a bigger world where it could eventually be PvPvE. But we'll see eventually. But yeah, it plays well. It feels good. It's trippy as hell with, flying a ship around in zero gravity
Mm-hmm.
and then walking around in the ship. It's very disorientating at times. But yeah, it seems like it's really Sea of Thieves, but in space. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it has a great foundation. It doesn't have the open world of Sea of Thieves, which is kind of disappointing. If they can somehow marriage this concept with even a smaller scale of No Man's Sky, I think this would be a sure hit throughout the
Yeah.
entire industry. But yeah, I did a couple missions with my boy a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing how they continue to support it.
That looks awesome.
What do you got?
Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong, but this might be the first non-horror game I have in the show and tell.
I don't know. I'll
I
have to.
think all of them I've shown so far have been horror.
Yeah, you little freak.
Well, this game's a little different of a genre, but you can still call it horror. The horror of dating. This game is Date Everything.
Ah, yes.
And it has recently come out. And have you ever wanted to date your door? Because you can in this game for some reason.
I've always wanted to.
This game, you're put in a limbo state of your job, but lucky for you, someone sent you glasses to your house, and these glasses bring every object in your house to life that you can date. Or if you just want to be friends with them, you can. This is a dating game or a friend game, or if you want everybody to hate you game. It is a load of fun. It has so much character. Um, it's just a funny game, really. Um, I am a big sucker for puns, and all the characters' names are puns. I'm pretty sure the mirror, his
Tally.
name is Amir. And yeah, that's really all this game is. You just date objects in your house. There's over 100 of them. It has like a stacked cast for some reason. Like
Who the fuck
what
is
was his
Doug?
name? Like I think Matt Mercer might be in there.
Of course he is.
Um, what was his name? Ashley Johnson.
Yep.
I think Brendan Lee Mulligan. Yeah, so please, I think everybody should give this game a shot. Just hear it out. It is insanely fun, but that is my wish list game. My first non-horror one.
Yeah. Oh, well, horror might be subjective because that was scary. No, I have heard about that one. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people are attached to it. It's got a lot of buzz lately, so that should definitely be worth checking out. And I think they have a sale on Steam right now. So,
oh my God, summer sale just
17.
started, didn't it?
Yeah, I have like I have 7 things in my cart. All right, check this out. I'll tell you this. Before we close up real quick, I have Battlefield 4 Premium Edition. That's all the content in the game. Guardians of the Galaxy, that newer game that I think
that's
is
a great game.
Very underrated. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Oh, great.
Blasphemous.
That is such a good game.
Jurassic World Evolution 2.
You lost me.
Riders Republic and Black Mesa. That's 7 games for $23.43.
Oh my God.
Battlefield 4 goes for $40. Guardians of the Galaxy goes for $60. Crash Insane Trilogy goes for $40. Blasphemous goes for $25. Jurassic World Evolution 2 goes for $60. Riders Republic goes for $40, and Black Mesa goes for $20.
And you got it all for $20. Oh my God.
$23.
Steal.
All right. Well, it's been close to 2 hours. We've been going pretty long.
We had a lot to talk about.
Yep. We were gone for 2 weeks, but we made it back. Made it work. Well, there you have it, folks. Another one in the books. What is that? Kojima. There he is. Thank you, Kojima, for joining us for this episode. It's been an honor. So thank you all for watching. This has been a fun one. I'm glad that we were able to get back after 2 weeks. Feel like we had a good conversation. If you made it this far, go ahead and check out my my video of the Star Fox game. It's a good one. It's a good one. Thank you. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Kojima, again for being here today. Thank you, Casey. My name is Michael. This has been Press Reset. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.